Hi, my name is Allyson Bathje, and this is my research project. It's called Funds of Knowledge, Honoring Students Through Literature and Writing. A little context on my school. It is called Winston Churchill Elementary School. It's a part of the Schaumburg District 54. There you can see the breakdown of ethnicities and students with IEPs. A little context of the classroom. I did my research in a kindergarten classroom that had 18 students, lots of English language learners, and all of the students varied between the ages of 5 and 6 years old. My research question is, how can I, as a teacher researcher, incorporate my kindergartner English language students' funds of knowledge to better develop their writing skills using literature? This question stemmed from my wanting to further my students' writing skills by using their funds of knowledge, literature, and giving them an opportunity to embrace and share who they are. My data collection took place over a 10-day span, rotating artifacts, journaling, video recordings, and rotating the 3 of those things throughout the 10-day span. I started with artifacts and then added some more things in, and I ended off with artifacts and journaling. My analysis tool, I coded my artifacts. I turned my video recordings into transcripts, my pictures into codes, and journaling into codes as well. TTS stands for text to self, made a connection from the text that we read in class. CC stands for cultural connection. Students made connections with the cultural celebration. And SP stands for student participation within the activity. My conceptual framework, these were the ideas that framed and led my research. They were inclusive practices, funds of knowledge, and mentor text. I first started my research with a lesson based on Holi. We read the Festival of Colors. Students made a text to self connection here. And then we did a writing prompt with the prompt of, if I was a color, I would be, because, and then students also got the chance to make a holy hand, and we pretended as if we went to the festival, and they created a hand that they could imagine would look like if they attended the festival, which was a student participation within the activity. I found some findings within this lesson that when I used mentor text, students were really engaged. I also did a lesson on Ramadan. In these first 2 pictures, you can see students making a cultural connection as they make their own lunch boxes and add in cultural foods that they have and foods that they enjoy. And you also see them participating within the activity. We also read a book, which was a text to self connection for students. And this lunch explained Ramadan from a little girl's point of view and her experience with it. And then, like I mentioned before, the students were given the opportunity to create a lunchbox full of their cultural foods and favorite foods, and they were able to share this. I found that doing this, that students were really interested and engaged, along with wanting to share. I also went on to do another lesson called Where Are You From? We read a mentor text called Where Are You From? This was a text to self connection that students made. And then after we read the mentor text, we answered the writing prompt. My family is from ... And then students filled in where their family was from, along with some of them adding in the languages that they speak at home. During this activity, I found that students made a lot of cultural connections, and students participated within this activity. My findings from both of this is that students were interested, students were engaged, and students were very eager to share. This is my transcript from the lesson I did called Where Are You From? It is my students reading some of the places that they're from. As you can tell, I had a very diverse class. My first student was from Venezuela, speaking Spanish. The second student I recorded was from India. Third, I recorded a student whose family originated from Poland. She and her family speak Polish and English. And then you can see a student from America who speaks only English, a student who is from Canada, and also mentioned that he lives in Chicago now. And then another student who shared she is from India. All of her family members were born there except her sister. And then the last student I transcribed was or is from Chicago, and they speak Hungarian at home. Overall, throughout all of these activities, the Ramadan lesson, the Holy lesson, and the Where Are You From lesson that I did with all of my students, but really focused in on my English language learner students, I saw engagement and involvement, and I also gained and noticed the value and importance of incorporating students' funds of knowledge and backgrounds into my lessons and planning. These are my references. Thank you so much for listening.